All right, we're getting ready to go live here, folks. I think we are live. We are live. We're going to wait and see who joins us here in just a few minutes. We'll get started here in just a few minutes with Story Time with Jay. Story Time with Jay is coming up in just a few minutes. Tonight's reading, we're going to be reading Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber. That's Brenda's. If your name is Brenda, don't be offended by this unless you got a beaver that needs a barber. Then you might take something from this book. So we're going to let a few people join here in a few minutes, and we're going to get to going with this. This is the only reason we're doing this tonight is, folks, there's a lot of if you turn on the news, anything you do right now is negative. Everything is negative. Everybody is feeling it. Whether you're an essential worker, whether you're not an essential worker, whatever you are, you're feeling it. It's just a bad time for everybody. And all I want to do is I hope that this book here tonight puts a smile on your face. That's all I want to do. If I can put a smile on your face, man, it just makes me happy, okay? If it offends anybody, I'm sorry. Defriend me. I really don't give a crap. It's all about just making everybody happy. So we're getting a few people online here. Darn, we're up to 49 people already. That's pretty good. Darren Ellis, I ain't seen you in forever. Kelly, Peggy, Alex, Paul Parker. All right, that's good deal. We got a nice little group here. All right, we're going to do this again tomorrow night, too. Now, tomorrow night, we're going to do Spank the Monkey Lends a Hand. And I hadn't even read the book yet, but I'm assuming that the monkey's name is Spank. And then that's where we're going to take it from there. But that'll be tomorrow night. These books are all published by a company called Reach Around Books. Reach Around Books. And if you know of any other book that might be good for something like this tonight, hey, I'll read it. It don't matter to me. I think it's funny as mess. I've laughed till I about cried reading these books. But I think we got a good group here. That's 60, 70 people. Wow, good gracious. I need that bigger group on the auction site sometimes. In this book, there is 29 hidden messages in this story. I think the best way to do this, instead of showing you the pictures, I'm just going to describe the pictures. That way you can picture it in the head. The picture is more for a 5 or 6 year old. And I'm going to describe what I see in the picture. And maybe that'll kind of help the story along and see how it goes. So if everybody's ready, I think we're going to go ahead and get started with what is soon to be a classic. I'm sure this is going to be a classic. It was written in 2016. Sure to have a cult following starting tonight is what I'm thinking. And this is Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber. Brenda has a beaver, and she's ready to confess. As soft and sweet as it may be, her beaver is a mess. Now the illustration is she's walking through the park, and she's got her hand on a beaver pretty tight. So just you picture that any way you want to picture it. Brenda's beaver's big, Brenda's beaver's hairy. Every guy who's seen it says that Brenda's beaver's scary. As she's walking through the park holding her beaver, you got a couple of guys there running from her like they're scared to death. It's pretty scary looking, you don't know the truth about it. Looks like Cousin It from the Addams Family. Oh my goodness. Brenda took her beaver for a swim down at the lake. By the looks that she received, she figured that was a mistake. Well, yep. It's got, everywhere you look, people are pointing at a beaver and they're cringing, and even the man in the boat can't stand to look. She stuffed that furry mound into a swimming suit. It stuck out all around. It was anything but cute. So, so pretty much just picture this, guys. Just picture a big old hairy lump in a bottom of a two-piece bathing suit. That's what you got there. A big old hairy lump in the bottom of a bathing suit, and it's everybody gawking at it. That's for sure. So, some who saw it laughed, others were just stunned. Brenda's beaver was hanging out, soaking up the sun. I don't even have to describe it. You just go ahead and picture that one yourself. So now, the next illustration, she's walking in the park and she's got 4 of her friends with her, and they all got their holding on to their beavers too. It says, her friends could not believe her when they said, we need to talk. They covered up her beaver and they took her for a walk. Brenda, dear, listen here. We want to help you out. Your beaver needs a makeover and it really needs it now. Well, they threw a towel over her beaver and they were ashamed for anybody to see her beaver walking along with them while they held on to their beavers. So, I hope we don't seem pushy, said her biker friend named Kim. Your beaver is too bushy. We just think it needs a trim. Well, that's pretty much what I see too. The beaver needs a trim. Ain't no question about it. The beaver needs a haircut. My goodness. It says, Savannah pulled her beaver back to show off what she had done. Hers was nice, long landing patch. It looked like a lot of fun. And to be honest with you, yes, it does. It looks like it would probably be a whole lot of fun. Nice all trimmed up beaver is what I get from it. So, now Chrissy's beaver is quite rare. It could be worth $1 million. Hers is bare, it has no hair. Her beaver must be Brazilian. That's a slick beaver, all right. I'll tell you that. It's a slick one. Yeah, that's all I can tell you about it. Okay. All right. Catherine let her beaver loose. She said, there's nothing to it. Grab some clippers and a can of mousse and we'll show you how to do it. So she's going to trim that beaver with some clippers and some mousse. And that's just, I could probably use a clipping myself right now, but I don't want to use them clippers. Let's see. That's okay. All right, we're getting toward the end now. It's just not a long book. It's just, it's what it is. Kim produced some scissors, and Chrissy had some wax. Now all that Brenda had to do was sit back and relax. And yeah, she's laid back. I'm telling you, she's laid back, ready to get that beaver wax. That's for sure. So, as they came towards her beaver, they said, "No, don't be scared. No, now don't be scared. We're going to see what's underneath that frumpy pile of hair." You just picture that with yourself. I'm not even going to say nothing about that one. It ended in just minutes. They didn't leave her much. When Brenda's friend was finished, she and her beaver blushed. Well, that's a hell of a sight, is all I can tell you. She is very happy and blushing, and her beaver's blushing too. And there's a big pile of hair on the ground next to them when you're looking at them. Her beaver was tiny. They could not believe their eyes. It was smooth, it was shiny, it was hard to recognize. Well, to be honest with you, it don't look like the beaver they started off with in the book. It's come down a whole lot, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. So, now Brenda is so proud, it seems like every time we see her, she's in the center of a crowd, just showing off her beaver. And then the last photo of the picture is she's standing at the lake. She's got a leg all cocked up on a bench. Man standing there with a camera. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you this picture because she's standing there. She's got her beaver. There she is. There she is with the beaver. So I don't know what everybody was thinking, but to me, it's a very nice story. I think the moral to the story is if you might want to trim that beaver up because you don't never know who wants to play with it. Have you trimmed your beaver today? Have you trimmed your beaver today? Folks, I hope you've enjoyed Story Time with Jay. This is the end of the night. We got another book we're going to do tomorrow night. It's called Spank the Monkey Lends a Hand. We'll do it at 9 o'clock again tomorrow night. Folks, have a great night. I hope this brought a smile to your face. And if it didn't, well, the hell with you. I appreciate it. And y'all have a good night. Go home, tell everybody, hey from Jay.